Unlimited. All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Create Your Speech in a Weekend. I'm really excited for all of you for this weekend because this is a complete immersion where we are going to be immersed in public speaking, in storytelling, and in closing. And the whole objective of this next 2 days is to create your speech, your signature talk that you can use for the rest of your life to make money. How cool is that? Say that's cool.
That is so cool.
And of course that it will make an impact as well. But also the beauty of this class is you will have the system, the formula where you could create any speech you want for the rest of your life. Because again, we're not just going to have one signature talk. We're going to start with one, but we can build many or we can build one per audience if we wanted to. So you will have the tools to do that. Now, these tools are for you and for you only. And there is a little disclosure in the beginning of the notebook that says that. So you're more than welcome to create every speech that you want to create. You're just not able to teach this information because it is my intellectual property. And I do have it bundled up in a legacy program for people that do want to teach it. All right. But you can use it forever for the rest of your life. I think that might be Anita coming in right now. There we go. All right. So she'll pop in here. There she is. All right. Hello, Anita. Welcome. Okay. We see both you and Malcolm's feelings. Hello. Pull down your video a little bit for us.
I'm sorry, I'm having some computer issues, so I'm changing computers right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're on your phone. Hello, Anita. Right. Okay, I think you're welcome, but we can't hear you. You're muted. Just unmute. Just hit that little mute button over to the left of your screen. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I just said thank you so much, Arvee, with a virtual hug for producing this to help us.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I was just sharing, Anita, that this weekend we're going to create your signature talk that you can use over and over again to make a huge impact and also, of course, to make money and build your business. But you will have the formula and the system to use for the rest of your life for any speech that you want to create. The only caveat is it's for you only. You're not allowed to teach my system because I do have it bundled in a legacy system. So if that's something you want to do, then that, of course, is another investment. But you do have the ability to use it yourself forever and ever. All right, everybody understand that?
I appreciate you adding that because that's only ethical. That would be stealing if I took what you put time and energy into birth. I call it birthing an intellectual product. If I sold it to Sherry, Evelyn, or Malcolm, I would be stealing. So thank you for mentioning that.
But some people don't know. They learn something and then they pay it forward, and now years ago, maybe I didn't have it, but now I do have a legacy program for those people that do want to pay it forward. So that's always something. If you want to teach public speaking, let me know. We can go into another program to do that. Okay. So having said that, it's time to meet you. That's enough about me. It's time to meet you. So what we're going to do right now is go around the room. And you're going to, of course, say your name, your introduction, however you introduce yourself in your business, and anything you want us to know. And then I'd like you to share one fun fact about you that people don't know. And then what do you want most to get out of the class? So if I was to go first, I'll just kind of demonstrate. It's pretty quick. So I would just say, I teach business owners and entrepreneurs how to become powerful speakers so they can generate unlimited leads, create more wealth, get their message out to the world and make a difference. Hi, I'm Arvee Robinson. I'm the master speaker trainer, international speaker, and author of Speak Up, Get Clients. And I believe if you can't say it, you can't sell it. One fun fact that people don't know about me is that I've ran 2 marathons at the age of 52. And no, I did not win either one of them, but I did finish. I did finish.
That's winning.
Yeah. And
That's
I ran,
winning.
yeah. And you know what I want to get out of this class is I just want all of you to walk away overjoyed with love, and the love for your speech, the love for each other, the love for just getting out there in the world, the love for public speaking. That is my mission, and my gift to you is just to get you fired up and ignited. And I know most of you have already been speaking, and that's good. None of you are brand new or beginners, but you're all new to my system. But you've all you're doing the right thing. You're adding to your already public speaking capabilities. So my hand's off to you. So everybody raise your right hand and pat yourself on the back and say, good job. Good job for being here, learning something new. Excellent. All right, so let's start with Sherry.
Okay. My name is Sherry Bradshaw, and my company is Hello Hollywood 101. I am a 45-year veteran of the film business, the film industry. I have produced 2 films. I have been the production controller and finance on over 100. I am changing my business to audible books and voiceovers, and I'm currently working on a book that is scheduled to be published in 2 months.
Woo! Can't wait.
My purpose for being here is, I guess you could say I have done public speaking because I teach workshops, but my real purpose and my calling in life is to help other people. And I have this only gift. I feel like, although I've worked for many, many years, my real talent is caring about people. And I feel that my path to doing that is through my business. And I hope to learn from this class how to do that, how to bring people to me so that I can love them, help them through their business. I do believe that people don't realize that we are our business. And our business, I think, is to demonstrate that.
Yeah. So you want to become a client magnet. Get
There
people
you
to
go.
come to you. I love it. All right. Great job. Great job. Let's give Sherry some love. Give her some love. All right. Good job. Yay. All right. Let's go to Malcolm, who's next in the room.
Malcolm is next in the room and it's probably muted.
No, we can hear you.
Malcolm's not muted. Right on. Okay. So Malcolm is I'm a storyteller, comedian, actor, keynote speaker, and coach. So I coach public speaking. I coach career counseling as well. And fun thing about me that people don't know is I love sex.
You love what?
Sex.
Oh, I thought that's what you heard. Okay, I do too. I just don't get much of it anymore.
Well, neither do I, but I still love it.
Okay, well, that's good. We can start off right like that. Good.
Yep.
All right. So what do you want to get out of the class?
Well, I'd love to. I'm transitioning from I have more storytelling and more acting writing under my belt and less public speaking writing under my belt.
Okay.
So exploring other avenues about how to do that in a more in a quicker or more efficient way, maybe, or a different way than I'm used to.
Okay, excellent. More efficient is excellent because that's what the system will do for you, Malcolm. Excellent. So tell me just for fun, and isn't it, see, it's no coincidence. We've got a, a film producer here and you're an actor. I mean, this is crazy. What have you acted in? What are some of the films? Is it anything we might recognize or know about?
Let's see. Films, gosh, so many up. I guess the most recent one, most recently is TV though. The gosh, what is it called? It's a series, a TNT series. They just, oh gosh, I forgot that it's.
Is it a well-known one?
Acting is no longer a big pursuit. So, like when I was younger, I wanted to be an actor, and so I was all about pursuing, and so that was at the top of my mind. But at the moment, that's really not my biggest pursuit. I'm much more of a solo stage. I'm more of a stage actor, and even with that, I'm more of a solo storyteller.
Got it. Okay, well, good. We're going to do a lot of storytelling too, mainly your professional story. So good. I can't wait to hear that. All right, let's go to Evelyn.
Oh, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Let's see. Chaos and clutter and confusion is not an illusion. So if it's on the floor, it's out the door. My purpose is to help people who are challenged by disorganization every day of their lives, focusing on the ADHD community, because there's different types of clutter. There's physical, paper, digital, and emotional clutter. And so I create systems for them, and system stands for save yourself space, maximize your time, energy, money, and your sanity. So it's important because people lose a lot of money in their jobs, and it affects the quality of their lives in their personal and business relationships. My name's Evelyn Gray, Organizing for Success. And remember, if you can't find it in 30 seconds, it's in the wrong
place.
So my takeaway, I hope, is the ease of presenting and making it fun until it's done.
Ooh, making it fun until it's done. Awesome.
So you have less mess and stress and more success.
Good. Now, Evelyn's been speaking for years and years and years, and I've heard her speak several times. So again, it's just a thrill, to teach all of you that have already been doing this and you're ready for the next level. So it's really, really exciting. And, it's not easy, Evelyn, what you do, for your own emotional stress. It's not easy, but it's so needed. It's so needed for everyone. So my hat's off to you.
Yeah.
And we'll probably pick up some of our own tips from Evelyn as she goes through, because she's got a million of them. Also, Evelyn, if you feel comfortable, I would love because I'm all about acronyms, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna hear that if you haven't got that beat into your brain yet, but I'm all about acronyms and teaching people acronyms. And so if you want to put your system acronym in there in the chat for us, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I have a few.
Okay, because you kind of rattled it off so fast.
I'm sorry.
Write it down. No, it's okay. But
you
know it, but we don't know it. So yeah,
I know. I'll put it in the chat.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. All right, Anita's somebody too that I've known for many years. She came to my very first event, Speak Your Way to Wealth, back in 2006. Oh my God! And yes, one of my products that that I really don't share anymore. But you put that in a museum, you could probably get a lot of money for it someday.
I listened to it as recent. I listened to a couple of
Oh.
the DVDs as recent as last night.
Good. Well, the information is still current. It's just nobody's buying DVDs and CDs anymore because of the planet. That's all. I just got to get them digitalized. All right. Well, Anita, it's good to have you here in class.
Okay. Let's see. We're supposed to, what was it? We're supposed to say why we're here.
Share a little bit about yourself, what you do, and then a fun fact, and then what you want to get out of the class.
Okay.
Uh-oh. You're frozen. Or you're in thought. I'm not sure which. Oh, no. That's the one thing I hate about Zoom. Oh, I wonder if she can hear us. Anita, can you hear us? We can't hear you. She'll probably, it'll probably send her out soon and she'll have to come back. One thing I did when we went to Zoom is I bumped up my bandwidth. I'm right next to it, which is another good thing, but you can go to the phone company. Yeah, I knew she'd be leaving soon. You could go to the phone company, get 500, whatever. I don't know, 500 is the highest. And I got that immediately because I noticed a lot, I was freezing up and it's saying internet wasn't. Okay, you got your system done? Save yourself. So S is for save. Oh, the Y is for yourself. Y is for yourself, then S is for space. Okay, then we've got maximize your time. So then that didn't make sense. Time, energy, money, and sanity. Okay.
And your sanity.
Got it. Okay. Very cool. Take a ride, write it down every day.
I deleted the W.
Oh, okay. Okay. Right.
Basically. But
well, that's not a true acronym then. You cheated.
No, but it made you think.
Right.
Made you think.
Make it think. But you could do something with right, like RIGHT. Okay, well, we don't know what happened to Anita, but we're not going to stop. We'll let her talk when she comes back, and hopefully she'll be back with us soon with her internet. Now, Malcolm, you got your internet all figured out, right? Malcolm? Yes. Okay, perfect. All right. So we are going to jump in now because all of you have been speaking. I'm going to assume right now none of you have any fear around speaking, right? Have you ever had fear, like maybe a long time ago in the old days, right? Right.
No, actually, I haven't had fear. No fear.
Perfect.
Never had fear of speaking ever in my entire life.
Perfect. Then we won't even need to talk about it. But one thing that can eliminate fear is having the system, for those people that sometimes, even myself, when I go into a big crowd, you can get a little fearful. I've been reading Les Brown's book, Hungry. And just last night, he said that, he had no fear either until he pulled back the curtain and there were 80,000 people waiting for his speech. And all of a sudden he went into a panic attack, that he didn't even know he had. And of course, his mentor was there and his mentor calmed him down. And this is how his mentor calmed him down. He said, those people came to see you. You didn't come to see them. So don't let those 80,000 people scare him, right? Those people came to see him, right? So, I just got chills saying that. So always remember that there's going to be times where you might have that anxiety or you might have some fear well up, and it's perfectly natural. And just remember, your message is more important than any of that. So the first time I went to Hawaii with my husband, I never snorkeled. And because I got this little problem of, suffocating in a closed trunk or something like that, right? That's like one of my phobias. And so I never wanted to do anything like that. So he bought the equipment. We went there. I was really scared, but it's our first time. And so I looked down in the water, and all of a sudden, the fish were so beautiful that overcame any fear. I made a decision in that moment that it was worth everything to sacrifice to look at these fish than it was for me to hang on to my fear. All right, there she is again. Let's see, let's bring her back in. So that's another way. Again, we don't have fear every day, but there may be times in your career, in your speaking career, where that fear is going to come out of nowhere. And just remember that the message you have to share is more important than hanging on to any fear that you might be feeling. Well, hello, Anita. What happened?
I don't know exactly. I have two different connections to the internet through the hotspot on my phone and through this is like what most people have, a modem. I have a MiFi jetpack. So I switched from my connection through my phone to this one, and I hope this works the rest of the day.
Good. I hope so too. All right. So go ahead and finish your introduction, because you just stopped right in the beginning of it.
Yeah. Thank you, Arvee. My passion right now is visually demonstrated up here on the shelf, where I'm teaching people that it is mature, it is an adult, it's not a child or a baby's version of thinking of all. When we make a choice or decision, we should think not of only ourself, but ourself and other people affected by our choices. So all my work really boils down to that. And all my work really boils down to promoting thoughtfulness. And I have the ability to see how thinking of all is not a normal thing for people to notice. Politicians are not thinking of all. And Bill Gates are not thinking of all. So there are things I'm doing that I kind of have to bite my tongue to not go into great detail, but I'm going to have an opportunity to speak Monday night at a local event. It's a Christian group, Eagle Forum, that after years of building up rapport with them, they're allowing me time in every one of their monthly meetings to motivate people to be active, conservative activist. And so I run some mastermind calls nowadays during the week with totally different groups of people around the country, motivating them to be involved in what I call, you have your normal life, your personal care, your work, your loved ones, but most people think of life in 3 areas, and I teach people how to add 2 more areas, community and humanity. So that's my work.
Well, I love it, Anita, and I love your visual with the fingers and the hands. Wait, I could. I love that. Very, very well done. All right. Well, we forgot to give everybody else love, so let's give one big love for everyone. And thank you so much for all of your shares. Excellent. All right. So we are going to move to, we're not going to talk about fear, although all of you printed out your manuals, right? So yes, we're going to use them, but they're also a reference manual. So anytime you do a speech or anytime you need to go to the well and drink from the well, this is your well. So we're not going to cover every word for word, right? But it's there for you to go back and research and reference for those of you that like to kind of read, right? Because there's different learners, right? Visual learners, kinesthetic learners, audio learners. All right, but we're going to jump right in and start with our title. We're starting with our system. So all of you, and I'm going to just share my screen really quickly here because I have everything all queued up for you. So all of you, well, I did have it all queued up. So all of you have this system, right? This is kind of our system that we're going to cover in 2 days in a nutshell. So we're right here, starting with our title, which isn't even on here, right? We're starting with our title. I'm going to have to put our title on here. I didn't even realize it wasn't there. But in the fillable form, let me go to the fillable form. Can you all see the fillable form now? We have title of your talk. You can use this on your computer, or if you like to write, you can write it. Either way that works for you. A lot of people, I have different people like to fill it in right on the computer. Some people like to print it out and write it out. It's entirely up to you. But we are going to be using this throughout the next 2 days. And I recommend that you use it and fill it in as you go, because the tendency that people have is to take a bunch of notes and then later write it on their speech before we actually deliver the entire speech. It takes too much time. So write it out or type it on the computer. Even if you change your mind, if you type it on the computer, you can retype it. All right. So everybody have this ready. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go around the room, and you're going to take a few minutes and you're going to write out your title. Now, why do I start with the title? I don't know. Maybe other people start different ways, because to me, the title is the address. It is the GPS. It's the information, the address that you're putting in the GPS so you know the direction. Think of public speaking like the car. You get, Malcolm, to pick the car that you like, the car of your choice, and the road. You can pick a Maserati, you can pick a BMW, you can pick a little Volkswagen. You can pick the Autobahn, you can pick a dirt road, you can pick a freeway. It's up to you, ladies and gentlemen. But the speeches are the gasoline that fuel the car, and that's what we're creating, the gasoline this weekend. So when you get that gasoline, you can put it in any car you like, and you could drive it on any road you want. If you want to go fast, which Malcolm, it sounds like you want to go really fast, you want to get in a fast car in the fast lane. That means you have to do multiple speeches a week, right? Now, I just did last month, up to last month, for the first 6 months of the year, 145 speeches. I don't say that to brag, but I say how did I do that? Because this year I set a goal. 175 speeches. And I believe that the target draws the arrow. And if you've been with me for a little while, you've heard me say it. You probably heard me say it in my last event. The target draws the arrow. When we write a target out, how many speeches you want, guess what? The opportunities just flood in. And that's exactly what I did. The other thing I did is I kept track. Yeah, I had goals before, but I didn't really keep track. This year, I diligently kept track of every single one. And do you know that all of you are probably speaking more than you even imagined you're speaking, because you haven't kept track? So hang on one second, Anita. What consists of a speech? It's something that you prepare, but it can be 2 minutes to 2 people. You have to prepare. I'm not talking about winging it and going, here's my elevator speech. I'm talking about you prepare something, you plan something on paper, but all it has to be is 2 minutes to 2 people or more. That means Facebook Lives count. That means a lot of things count that you might not be counting. All right, Anita, yes, you had a question.
My question is, you speak of visuals. You know how the American Red Cross draws this thermometer, starting point is at the bottom,
Yes.
top. Do you draw that to have that visual reminder?
No, I don't, but that's a great idea. I like that. I didn't think of it. All I do is I have a big wall calendar over here. That's why I always look over here. I have all of my speaking events listed and all of my events. It's not my regular Google calendar. It's not with my coaching clients and stuff, but it's my events. And I put in red my speaking events. And I put in black any like physical, like, like this event, that kind of thing. And then at the end of each week, I tally it up. And at the end of the month, I tally it up. So I can look right there and go, at the end of June, I did 145. And what did I do last week? I didn't tally it up. Yeah. Oh, because today counts. Okay. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, counting today is 5 already for 1 week. And I don't say it to brag. I'm saying what happens if you're like me, it's like a contest. Ooh, I got to get my 5 in, or I got to get this. So I encourage you to be thinking about that as we go. So coming back to the title, it all starts there because that's your GPS. That's your address of where you want to go. That's why I'm talking about 145 speeches so far, because that was my address. Well, my address was much less, but I exceeded my address. All right. So by the end, we'll set goals. We're not going to set them right now, but I just want to give you the whole picture of how the whole GPS and metaphor of speaking in the car and gas and all that works. All right. So we're going to, yes, Sherry.
Can you tell me what page number that is, that of the beginning? Because I downloaded this late last night, and
we are on page 6. Create a benefit-driven title.
Okay, thank you.
Create a benefit-driven title. You're welcome. And I just showed you that when we create the title, you're going to put it on your fillable form. So there's some examples of titles there if you don't have a title. Now, let me give you some do's and don'ts of great titles. Now, I want you to think of a title, and I'm getting a paper here. I want you to think of a title as an advertisement piece. The only perhaps advertisement that is going to get people to come and see and listen to your speech. I've had, and probably all of you have, where you have people that go, I came just to hear you speak. Has that ever happened to you, Evelyn? It's because of your title. It was interesting because maybe they didn't even know you yet. So I am going to use my little document guy here for a second. So you can all see that. Let me get bigger and let me go back and share my screen.
Arvee, when you have a title, I like your thing about if you can't say it, you can't sell it. When you have a title, do you recommend that you say both the title and the subtitle when you're introducing yourself verbally to a new person?
No, and a title is not the same as a tagline or a memorable statement. That, if you can't say it, you can't sell it, that's my memorable statement or my hook or a tagline. It's not a title. Let me give you the rules for a title. Okay. Now I have to get my Zoom gloves on because no one wants to see the veins in my hands. Least of all, me magnified. All right. For some reason in my hands, I've got veins that pop out. Always have, even when I was 15. They just were popping out. So, so a title is this. People love, remember, it's your marketing piece. So people love how-tos. How to do something. People love that. Think about it. How to do, I want to know how to public speak, how to get organized, how to produce your first film, how to write your first story. Everybody loves how-tos. People also like secrets. Right? So we could put secrets in the title. They still work. People love numbers, right? So when you say something like 5 steps to wealth, 5 steps to freedom, 5 steps to find your man, 5 steps to find your woman, whatever. People love that because they go, there's just 5 ways I need to do that. So people love numbers. Now, what's not a good title, all right, so these are good titles. What's not good are questions. Those are not good titles. Anything that is negative, right, are not good titles. How to get we've seen a lot of them that say, how to avoid something, how to avoid pain, right? The number one way to avoid bankruptcy. It just doesn't feel good, does it? And if it doesn't feel good to you, it isn't going to feel good to the audience. And even though they need to know that information, they're going to be hesitant of going because then they might be admitting that they're in bankruptcy. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right? So Evelyn here has to be careful because, you know, she's going to be serving clients that might be hoarders but we can't put hoarders in the title, right? You know, something like how to get organized to make more money and bring, you know, open that flow of money might be a better suited title to get some of those people in there. Otherwise, it's like you're saying, okay, my audience is hoarders. Everybody in there is going, oh, you're a hoarder, you're a hoarder. I don't want people to know I'm a hoarder, so I'm not going to go. So we always create a benefit driven title that will get people to want to know that information, knowing that it's our only marketing strategy in some cases that will get people to be there. And typically, to answer Anita's question, we don't have taglines on titles. Now, we do on books. Yes, we do. Right. So my book is Speak Up, Get Clients, How to Use Public Speaking as a Marketing Strategy to Attract High-Paying Clients. That works on books, but not on titles. When I talk about this book, I take that away and I only talk about Speak Up, Get Clients. That's the name of my speech. Most of the time, I follow the how-to and I say how to speak up and get clients. Because people want the how-to. Got it?
Arvee, do people like how-tos better than numbers, like 5 steps to get clients? Or do they like numbers better than how-to?
It's pretty equal. It all depends. See, sometimes we say how-to when we don't want to be restricted to the number. Okay, so let's say that your speech is 30 minutes. But let's say you might run out of time or they might cut your time. We don't want to say seven secrets to success and not have time for the secrets, all 7 of them. So in those cases, I might say, you know, the number 1 secret to success. Okay. So it all depends on the feel for what you think you can deliver.
Okay. Thank you.
For your speech. Now, having said that, the rule of thumb is, and you're going to see, I'm pretty big on numbers because I came out of the accounting field, and because most people in speaking don't know their numbers. So here's some more numbers for you. When you have a 30-minute talk, let's say 20 to 30 minutes. That's what's pretty common right now. You can deliver 3 to 5 talking points. That's all. Don't try to cram too much, 3 to 5. The closer to 30, you could do 7, but that's it. Most people try to put way too much in. When you have a 15-minute speech, which is very common now, no more than 3, period. 3 talking points. That's it. Okay, 15 minutes, 3 talking points. When you have 5 minutes, it's 1 point. You have to give 1 point. You have to give something of value. Now, this is in the book, and I'll find out where it is. We were talking about it now, and I wanted to give it to you now. But just so you know, I'll find what page it's in the book, and you'll see it's in there, a guideline for you. All right.
Arvee, can I ask you a question? When you were talking about hoarding, could I use, I refer to the hoarding community as my Opie community, like Andy Griffith, and it stands for overabundant people in transition.
Oh, I like that.
Do you like that for hoarding?
Do they know what it means?
I always explain, but I tell them about Andy Griffith first because they have an emotional relationship.
Well, I'm not sure it'll be a good title, though.
No, not a title, but describing the community.
Yes. We'll talk about when that comes into play in a minute. All right. So
Can I make a comment on that, Arvee?
Yes.
You know, when you're talking about Opie and Andy Griffith and all of that, you're talking about an older generation.
That's true.
And so I think we have to be careful. I know I have a tendency, because I'm an older generation, but our audience is really going to be younger people. The majority are going to be, at least in my business, it is.
Right.
I think by the time a person is older, they've figured out, their living system and all of this.
Right.
So I think if you stay away from commenting on things that are, say, 50 years old, I think
Yeah,
you're going to be better off.
You need to stay current. So I would say, I didn't even know when I said yes, you were talking about the show. I thought that was like you said, it's an over and abundance thing. I didn't know you're talking about Opie, the character. So I agree with Sherry. That's for all of us. So I'm glad you brought it up. You want to bring in what's current today. Who's hot today? Who does everybody know? That's not controversy. So you can't bring up the president. You can't bring up Bill Gates. You can't bring up something where it could create, you don't want to leave anybody behind. And if if it's somebody that people generally have different opinions about, they could be stuck and not even listening to you. Our job as speakers is to keep people with us so that they get the message. So we have to be very, very careful. Now, also you have to be careful what country you're in, because I made the mistake of and talk about the 50s because I love it, and I don't do it. Ever since then, I don't do it. But just like this example, I said, and I was demonstrating a pause to get everybody to lean in, right? So I said, it's just like that 50s commercial. When E.F. Hutton speaks, everybody, right?
Listen.
And the answer is listen. Well, there was like 5 people in the audience from the United States. They were from Australia and they never heard that commercial. So this was a long time ago now, almost 10, 15 years ago. So, but I learned, from that. So you have to be very careful what examples you use and people you use. Make sure that it's somebody either worldwide known or maybe it's a mythical character and not and you just make it up and you explain it so that you don't leave anybody behind, or so people aren't like upset with you, right? Because they feel like you believe one way than they believe. We have to be very careful. We can be ourselves, but we don't be ourselves and create controversy when we're trying to get a message out. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right.
I have a question, Arvee, regarding topics or speeches. At any point in time, and today or tomorrow, will you cover what part of a speech should be topics or points, and how much of our speech should we reserve to add stories that explain and illustrate the point?
Yes, we're going to talk about the meat tomorrow, and that's exactly where that goes. So very good. Yes. All right. So let's create our title. Remember, that's our address, we're putting it into the GPS. So where is it that you want to take people? So there's some examples. If you're not sure, there's some examples on page 6. Then you can write them at the bottom of page 7 if you want, or you can, write them on a separate piece of paper. I want you to come up with 3, because what we're going to do is we're going to vote on them, because we're going to tell you whether or not we would come and listen to you speak based on that title, and then help you to get a better one. Okay? All right. So we're going to take about 5 minutes. Look through the examples. You can plug and play or make up your own, whatever it is you want to do. Now, I'm assuming all of you came in with an idea of what you want to speak about, right? Your business or a topic.
I have 2, but I'm trying to focus on 1.
Okay, perfect. Focus on one for this weekend, and then you'll have all the tools you need to do the other one yourself. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Let's take 5 minutes and jot down at least 3, and then we'll all vote on it. And I will put 5 minutes on the clock. And after we vote on it, then you can put it on your fillable form. And I probably should pause the recording, but Malcolm, I'm going to have you remind me to turn it back on.
Okay.